Disclaimer, disclaimer. I am a student. I am learning the material at the same time as you. I don't have mastery over the material, so there may be errors. Actually, there will be errors probably. And missing information. So I'm not trying to teach the material, but I'm just trying to share the tidbits and ideas and patterns and ways of grouping the material, and little tools that help me to remember things easier and understand the material better and faster. How I remember the cranial nerves. You got one nose and two eyes. Cranial nerve 1 is smell. Cranial nerve 2 is your sense of sight. Right after 2 comes 3. So 3 moves your eyes. 2 gives sight to your eyes. 3 moves your eyes. Oculomotor. Move the eyes. And 3 has 2 little helpers that also move the eye. The trochlear and the abducens. This guy just does one eye movement, one direction. This guy just does one direction, one eye movement. This guy does all the other ones. This one does the heavy lifting. That's why he gets the name oculomotor. These just get other little names. Abducens comes from the word abduct. Abduct means to take away, like a child abductor or a UFO abduction, take away. And so this cranial nerve does the eye movement of taking away, abducting your eye away from the midline. 5 and 7 are a pair. The facial nerve and the trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal because it has 3 parts, V1, V2, V3. 1, 2, 3. A straight line, and a curved line. That makes 5 because it has 3 parts, trigeminal. If you do your test day drawing for V1, V2, V3, it's a straight line, and a curved line as the base. And then you add on the little parts. Don't know it yet. But yeah. Trigeminal. 5 and 7 are a pair. 7 is facial. It moves your face. 5 is trigeminal. It moves your chewing muscles of mastication. But when it comes to the sensory, it's 5 that works on your face. It gives sensory to your face. And when it comes to sensory, it's 7 that helps you with eating because it gives you taste, the sense of taste to the anterior 2/3 of your tongue, the front part of your tongue. So they're a pair. 8 looks like an ear. If I draw a speaker, 2 circles, it looks like an 8. If I have a guy in a cartoon shouting and the sound waves come out, circles, it looks like an 8. So sound. 8 is sound, hearing. Vestibulocochlear is the name. Because vestibular means balance, and cochlear is a thing in your ear that helps you hear. And I'd never even realized this, but look. Vestibulocochlear. Wow, there you go. It has ear even in the name. So cranial nerve 8 is the nerve of your ear. Not just the cranial nerve of hearing, but the nerve of your ear because it helps with hearing and balance. You probably have heard that your ears help you with your sense of balance too. 9 and 10 are also a pair. I draw them here in your throat. 9 is glossopharyngeal. Glosso means tongue. Pharyngeal, pharynx is in your throat. The vagus nerve, the big ultimate one, I am double digit, I am better than all of you, and I do the three things that are most important for staying alive: the heartbeat, the lungs, respiration, and the GI. To have blood pumping, to breathe, and to eat. That's literally the most essential things that you need to stay alive and survive. And I do them vagus nerves. So I am the vagus nerve. I'm special. I'm better. That's why I'm a double-digit number. That's why I'm 10. Not you guys, though. Yeah, they're a pair. Vagus, in addition to all these things, it also does your voice box. And you know your throat is important for singing. Pharynx, throat. Singers will be like, my throat is bad today. You know, I'm off my game. So they're a pair. They're presented as a pair in learning material too. That's not something I made up, but this is just how I give myself those little rationales. So yeah, those are the big four cranial nerves, I call them. That's not a real thing. I call it that because they are the most powerful cranial nerves. They are the two pairs, the big two pairs, and they have both motor and sensory function, each of them. Every other cranial nerve only has a motor function or a sensory. And for that, you don't really need a way to remember it because if you know the function, because smell is a sense, right? Sense of smell, sensory, sight. I'll do that later. Is this video even going to be faster than the other one? We'll see. 11. Spinal accessory nerve. It moves your neck. It moves your neck. If you draw an 11, that's a neck. If you draw a neck, that's two lines, 11. So it moves your neck. It innervates the trapezius muscle that moves your neck from the back. Spinal accessory nerve, cranial nerve 11, moves the neck. Hypoglossal, hypo means below, glossal, like we said, is tongue. So hypoglossal, it moves your tongue. The cranial nerve comes underneath your tongue and then innervates all the muscles that pull on your tongue to move it around. Yeah, and that's that. So I just awkwardly put 12 on the side since it's like, has to do with your tongue. Oh yes, and on your brain, they go they go from like 1 to 12. If you look at the bottom, if you're looking at your brain from the bottom, so that's where they actually get their numberings from, not this thing. It's from this. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So I don't know the exact positions off the top of my head right now. So now I'll put in the real names. Smell, olfactory. If you have a cookie factory or a muffin factory, it smells good. Ophthalmic, and I do this to not confuse these two words. You can turn a light switch off and on, sense of sight. You can turn your eyes off and on by closing them and opening them. Obviously, that's not how it works, but, memory. These are the real names, so don't have to do anything there. I already talked about those. Oh, good. Yeah, there you go. Is there anything else? Give him another ear, my brother. Going back to 9 and 10, this pair, one of the two big pairs. I don't know if I said they're also very important for singing, both of them. 10 controls your voice box. 9 is your throat. Throat is important to singing as well as your voice box. When they say my throat is feeling bad today, singers say that. So it's like, that's another connection that pairs them together nicely. And obviously they come one right after the other, 9 and 10. And this is close to that, 5 and 7. It would be that way if not for 6. Bad little 6 going outside of where you would think that he's supposed to be.